Welcome back to Z Coins. Today's video, we're diving deep into the history, value, and potential treasure hidden in the 1961 Lincoln penny. Stick around to find out how this seemingly ordinary coin has captured the attention of collectors, and why it might just be worth a small fortune. The Lincoln penny, also known as the Lincoln cent, has been a staple of American currency since 1909, when it was introduced to celebrate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. The coin was revolutionary, not only because it featured Lincoln, the first U.S. president to appear on American coinage, but also because it became an enduring symbol of American history and values. In 1961, over 1 billion Lincoln pennies were minted. Most of them came from the Denver Mint, identified by the small d under the date on the coin. But not every 1961 Lincoln penny is the same. The story of these coins involves high production numbers, tiny details, and, in some cases, significant errors that have turned these humble pennies into high-value collectibles. Let's break down the design of the 1961 Lincoln penny. The obverse, or front, of the coin features a side profile of President Abraham Lincoln, a design created by sculptor Victor D. Brenner back in 1909. Above Lincoln's head, you'll find the words "In God We Trust," while the left side of the coin shows liberty, and to the right, the year 1961 with the D mint mark below, indicating it was minted in Denver. The reverse of the coin features the Lincoln Memorial, a design that was introduced in 1959 to replace the original wheat ears design. Beneath the memorial are the words 1 cent, and above it, you can see United States of America with the Latin motto E pluribus unum. Though millions of these coins were minted, what makes a handful of these coins so valuable? The answer lies in their rarity, condition, and errors. When it comes to coin collecting, mint errors and varieties are like gold mines for collectors. In the case of the 1961 Lincoln penny, some rare errors have significantly increased the value of these coins. Let's take a look at the most notable ones. One of the most sought-after errors is the double die error. This occurs when the coin is struck twice by the die, causing some of the letters or numbers to appear doubled. On the 1961 penny, you might see doubling on the date, the word liberty, or "In God We Trust." Coins with this error can fetch hundreds, even thousands of dollars, depending on the clarity and condition of the doubling. Another valuable variety is the repunched mint mark RPM. In this case, the Denver D was punched into the die more than once, creating a slightly offset or overlapping D mint mark. These coins are highly collectible and can range from $10 to a few $100s, depending on the prominence of the error. Now, here's the million-dollar question, or should I say the $90,200 question. How can a 1961 Lincoln penny be worth so much? Well, it all comes down to condition and rarity. In coin collecting, condition is king. Coins that are in mint state, meaning they have never been circulated and retain their original luster, are far more valuable than those that have been worn down by everyday use. Recently, a 1961 Lincoln penny graded MS67 by the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, was sold for a staggering $90,200 at auction. This coin was in near-perfect condition, with no visible wear and an impeccable strike. The combination of its high grade and the rarity of such a well-preserved penny from that year made it incredibly valuable to collectors. So, how do you know if your 1961 penny is worth big money? First, you'll need to closely inspect the coin for any signs of errors or varieties. Look for doubling in the lettering, or check to see if the D mint mark has been repunched. If you think you've found something special, the next step is to get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Grading companies will evaluate the coin's condition on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher numbers indicating a better preserved coin. Coins that score above MS65 are considered in excellent condition and can fetch a premium price at auctions or among collectors. Asterisk now, let's talk about the current market value of these pennies. While finding a 1961D penny worth $90,200 is extremely rare, most 1961D Lincoln pennies in circulation are worth around 1 to 3 cents due to their high mintage numbers. However, pennies in mint state or with notable errors can range from $10 to $500, and in some extraordinary cases, go up to thousands of dollars. Asterisk so, if you come across a 1961D penny in your change, don't be so quick to dismiss it. You might have a valuable piece of history in your hands. Asterisk to sum it up, the 1961D Lincoln penny may seem like just another coin in circulation, but its rich history, potential errors, and rare mint conditions make it a valuable target for collectors. If you're lucky enough to find a well-preserved penny or one with a rare error, you could be looking at a significant payday, perhaps even $90,200. Asterisk. We're going to talk about a very special penny that might be sitting in your piggy bank or coin jar, the 1975D Lincoln penny. Now, why is this penny worth thousands of dollars in today's market, and how can you determine if you have one? Let's take a journey through its history, the reasons behind its high value, and how you can profit from it. First, let's start with a little history. The Lincoln penny, designed by Victor David Brenner, was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Since then, the Lincoln cent has gone through several changes, but the famous profile of Lincoln on the obverse side has remained. By 1975, the penny had become an everyday coin in the United States, with millions minted each year. However, the 1975D Lincoln penny minted in Denver holds a unique place in numismatic history. Let's talk about the D Mint mark. This D stands for the Denver Mint, one of the major mints in the United States. The Denver Mint was responsible for producing billions of pennies throughout the 1970s, including the 1975 batch. However, not all 1975D pennies are created equal. While the majority of these coins are only worth their face value, a select few have significant value due to their rarity, errors, and condition. This is what makes the 1975D penny so intriguing to collectors. Now, let's break down why some of these coins are worth upwards of $80,200. There are a few key reasons why the 1975D penny can be worth so much, and the first of these reasons is rarity. While millions of these pennies were minted, some rare errors and unique varieties can drive up the value. Let's go through these factors one by one. One of the biggest contributors to the value of any coin is minting errors. In 1975, some pennies were struck with minor mistakes, like doubling in the date or other parts of the design, known as a double die error. These coins are highly sought after by collectors due to their rarity. A specific variety of the 1975D penny features a dramatic error that makes it one of the most valuable coins. The most famous is the 1975D double die obverse penny, which can fetch tens of thousands of dollars, depending on its condition. The second factor is the condition, or what collectors call the grade of the coin. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70 by professionals, with higher grades indicating better condition and a higher value. A coin with minimal wear, sharp details, and original luster can command a much higher price. For example, a 1975D penny in MS65, mint state 65, condition can be worth significantly more than a coin in circulated condition. And those in mint state 67 or higher are where the big money comes into play. Now, let's talk about the record-breaking sale that has everyone buzzing. In 2023, a rare 1975D Lincoln penny sold for an astonishing $80,200 at auction. But why? This particular penny was a combination of everything we've talked about. It had a minting error, was graded at an incredibly high mint state level, and had strong collector interest. Coins like this one are truly one of a kind, which makes them incredibly valuable. So how can you tell if your 1975 D Lincoln penny is worth a fortune? Here's a step-by-step guide to check your coins. First, examine your penny carefully for any signs of errors, such as doubling in the date, lettering, or other unusual features. Next, check the condition of your penny. If it shows little to no signs of wear, you might have a valuable coin on your hands. If you're unsure, consider sending your coin to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC for an official grade. Finally, if you think your coin has potential, consult with a professional coin dealer or an auction house. They can give you a better idea of its value and help you sell it for the best price. To wrap things up, the 1975 D Lincoln penny is a fascinating example of how a small piece of history can be worth a fortune. While most 1975 D pennies are only worth a cent, a few rare and special varieties are worth thousands, even up to $80,200. We're diving deep into one of the most exciting coins to talk about, the 1985 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny, specifically the one that's been making headlines because it's worth a staggering $70,200. You heard that right, folks. A simple penny from 1985 with a D Mint mark has skyrocketed in value. Whether you're already a seasoned collector or just getting started, this is the kind of information that could lead to a significant payday if you come across one of these gems. So how did this humble penny become worth so much? What makes it special? And more importantly, what should you look for if you want to get your hands on one? Let's break it all down, starting with the history of the 1985 D Lincoln penny, its unique features, and how much collectors are paying for it today. To fully understand why the 1985 D Lincoln penny is so valuable today, we need to take a look at its history and context. As we know it today, was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a president's portrait. The design has undergone several changes over the years, but it still holds its place as a beloved and iconic coin. Now, the 1985 penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial Reverse Series, which was minted from 1959 to 2008. In 1985, pennies were still primarily composed of 97.5% zinc with a thin copper coating, as the U.S. Mint had switched from a primarily copper composition in 1982 due to rising metal prices. The D Mint mark signifies that this penny was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the U.S. Mint's primary facilities. That year, millions of pennies were struck, making it seem like nothing special, right? Well, not exactly. So, how did a coin that was minted in the millions end up being worth as much as $70,200? It all comes down to errors, rarity, and condition. Let's talk about these factors. Point one of the key factors that drive up the value of a penny is whether it has any minting errors. Coins with striking mistakes, die imperfections, or off-center designs can fetch massive premiums because they are rare. For the 1985 D penny, error coins such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, or clipped planchets have been found. These mint errors occur due to mechanical failures or human oversight during the minting process. These types of errors are highly sought after by collectors who are willing to pay top dollar for unique pieces. For example, a double die error means that some parts of the coin's design appear to be struck twice, giving it a shadow or double effect. On a 1985 D penny, this can occur in places like Lincoln's portrait or the lettering, and such coins are extremely rare and valuable. Another factor that increases a coin's value is its condition or grade. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect mint condition coin. For the 1985 D penny, finding one in mint state (MS) condition can drastically increase its value. Most pennies in circulation today have been handled for years, accumulating scratches, dings, and wear. But a penny that's been perfectly preserved and graded MS68 or MS69, very close to perfect, is incredibly rare. This is where the big money comes in. A high-grade 1985 D penny with no visible flaws could be worth thousands, or in extreme cases, upwards of $70,000. Plays a huge role in a coin's value. While millions of 1985 D pennies were minted, only a tiny fraction of them have survived in pristine condition with no errors or damages. The rarer a coin is, the more desirable it becomes to collectors who are willing to pay a premium for it. Now, let's talk numbers. In recent years, there have been a few record-breaking sales of 1985 D pennies that had shocked the coin collecting world. In 2023, a 1985 D penny graded MS68 by Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS) sold for a whopping $70,200 at an auction. This was a nearly perfect coin, with no visible blemishes and sharp, crisp details. The extreme rarity of such a high-grade penny from 1985, along with a D mint mark, made this coin extremely desirable among collectors. Even if you don't have a perfect MS68 coin, pennies in lower grades can still be worth a pretty penny, pun intended. For example, 1985 D penny can fetch anywhere between $1,500 to $5,000 depending on the market and demand. Penny, which is still in very good condition but not as flawless, can be worth around $100 to $300. So, if you have a 1985 D penny lying around, it's definitely worth checking its condition. Even minor errors or wear-free coins can sell for a nice profit. If you think you might have a valuable 1985 D penny, here are some tips on how to examine your coin and determine its potential worth. The first thing to do is to check the coin's mint mark. Look just below the date on the front obverse of the coin. If you see a D, that means it was minted in Denver, which is what you're looking for. Next, use a magnifying glass to carefully inspect the coin for any mint errors. Look for things like doubling on the letters or design elements, double die errors, off-center strikes, or any other imperfections that could make your coin unique. Grading your coin's condition can be tricky, so you might want to consider sending it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. These services can give you an official grade that will significantly increase the coin's value at auction. Remember, the closer your penny is to mint state 68 or higher, the more money it's worth. Look for sharp, clear details, no scratches or wear, and a shiny surface. As of now, the 1985 D penny continues to attract attention in the coin collecting world, and prices remain strong. While the record-breaking sale of $70,200 was an exceptional case, it highlights the potential value these coins can reach. The market for rare coins, especially those in perfect condition, is always evolving, with demand growing as more people become interested in coin collecting. Prices can fluctuate based on market trends, but the fact remains that these pennies are highly sought after. If you have a 1985 D penny, whether it's in near-perfect condition or has some unique error, it's worth researching or even having it professionally graded. So, there you have it. The story behind the 1985 D Lincoln penny that has captured the attention of collectors and turned heads with its impressive auction prices. From its humble origins as a 1-cent coin to its potential value of $70,200, this penny is a perfect example of why coin collecting is such an exciting and rewarding hobby. We're diving into the fascinating story of the 1994 Lincoln penny, a coin that, believe it or not, could be worth up to $65,200. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny that's worth a small fortune. But how? Why? And what makes this coin so special? Let's find out. What's up, coin enthusiasts? I'm your name, and today we're going to talk about the 1994 Lincoln penny, specifically a rare variety of it that has recently stunned collectors and auction houses. If you think a penny can't be worth more than 1 cent, think again. By the end of this video, you'll be rating your piggy banks and checking your loose change, trust me. Let's break it down step by step, starting with a bit of history. The Lincoln penny has been a staple of U.S. currency for more than a century. First introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, the penny has gone through several design changes over the years, but Lincoln has remained on the obverse, or heads, side of the coin ever since. The penny itself may seem insignificant to many, but it's one of the most collected coins in the world due to its history, variety, and potential for valuable errors. By the time we get to 1994, the design had long been established. The Lincoln portrait on the front, with the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side. But here's where things get interesting. Not all 1994 pennies are created equal. In fact, some of these pennies are worth more than you could ever imagine, with some fetching as much as $1.65, $200 at auction. So, what makes a 1994 penny worth so much? After all, billions of these pennies were minted. The key lies in two things: errors and condition. Let's talk about the error coins first, because that's where the big money lies. The 1994 Lincoln pennies that are worth a lot are typically those that have minting errors. A mint error is basically a mistake made during the coin's production. This can include anything from double dies, off-center strikes, to clipped planchets, which means the coin wasn't cut properly. In the case of the 1994 Lincoln penny, one of the most valuable errors is called the double die. Occurs when the coin is struck twice by the die, essentially giving it a slightly duplicated image, which can be seen most often in the lettering or numbers on the coin. These double dies are incredibly rare, and that's where the big money comes in. Imagine finding a 1994 penny that looks normal at first glance, but upon closer inspection, you see subtle duplications in the date or the words. "In God we trust." That small mistake by the U.S. Mint can make your penny worth thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars. Now, let's talk about condition. Even if your 1994 penny doesn't have any mint errors, its condition, or grade, plays a huge role in determining its value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, mint condition coin that shows no signs of wear. The more pristine your coin is, the more it's worth. For example, a 1994 Lincoln penny that's in perfect MS-70 condition, which means mint state, and practically flawless, could fetch thousands of dollars, especially if it's accompanied by an error. Let's take a look at some real-world examples. In 2022, a 1994 Lincoln penny with a prominent error, likely a double die, sold for a whopping $1.65, $200 at auction. This is one of the highest prices ever recorded for this specific coin. Imagine finding a penny in your pocket change and realizing it's worth more than some cars. It's all about rarity, condition, and of course, demand among collectors. So, how do you know if your 1994 penny is worth something? Here's what to look for. Look closely at the date, the words, "In God we trust," and "Liberty" on the coin. If you notice any doubling or irregularities, you may have an error coin. Even a regular 1994 penny can be worth more than face value if it's in excellent condition. If your penny is shiny and has no visible wear, it's worth getting it graded by a professional coin grading service. Check to see if there's a small letter under the year. If your penny has a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco, these could add a premium, though the P from Philadelphia is more common. If you think you've found a valuable coin, take it to a professional for grading and authentication. That's the only way to truly know if your coin is a hidden treasure. Current market value ***. With inflation, increased interest in coin collecting, and the internet allowing collectors from around the world to bid on rare coins, the value of pennies like this has skyrocketed in recent years. Even in average circulated condition, error pennies from 1994 can be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. But if you've got one in pristine condition or with a rare error, the sky's the limit. So there you have it. The 1994 Lincoln penny might seem ordinary at first glance, but there's always the chance that you could be holding on to something truly special. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone with a jar full of spare change, take a closer look. You never know what you might find. And if you like this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on more hidden treasures. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and maybe, just maybe, you'll strike gold with your pennies. We're talking about an incredibly rare penny that has collectors buzzing. That's right, the 1997 Lincoln penny. But here's the kicker. This tiny 1-cent coin could be worth a whopping $60, $200. Before we dig into the specifics of the 1997 Lincoln penny, let's take a quick look at the rich history of the Lincoln penny itself. First introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, the Lincoln cent was designed by Victor David Brenner. This marked the first time a U.S. president was depicted on a circulating coin. Since then, the penny has undergone several design changes. The Wheat penny design was used from 1909 until 1958, followed by the well-known Lincoln Memorial Reverse, which appeared from 1959 to 2008. In 2009, to celebrate Lincoln's 200th birthday, the U.S. Mint released 4 different reverse designs, before switching to the current shield design in 2010. But what makes this 1997 penny so special? Let's find out! Alright, let's zoom in on the 1997 Lincoln penny. This penny was minted in Denver, hence the D mint mark under the date. In most cases, a 1997 penny would be worth, well, a penny. But there's something extraordinary about a select few from this year's batch. Usually, millions of these pennies are produced, and they hold very little extra value unless they're in pristine condition or have some sort of error. For example, 1997 saw over 4.6 billion Lincoln cents minted at the Denver facility. But here's the twist. Among those billions, there are error coins or high-grade specimens that could fetch you an insane amount of money. Now, let's break down what makes a 1997 penny worth $60,200. There are 2 major factors at play here. Some 1997 pennies have been found with rare minting errors, which are highly prized by collectors. These errors can range from double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, or even transitional errors. For example, a penny struck on a planchet intended for another coin or struck twice is incredibly rare. Another factor that dramatically boosts the value is the coin's condition. Coins are graded on a scale called the Sheldon scale, which ranges from 1 to 70. A coin graded MS68 or MS69, mint state, is near perfect, showing virtually no wear and only microscopic imperfections. These are the coins that can command tens of thousands of dollars at auction. A 1997 penny graded at MS69 recently sold for $60,200. That's right, in early 2023, a nearly flawless 1997 Lincoln penny hit the auction block and sold for a staggering $60,200. Imagine finding one of these in your loose change. So how do you know if you've got one of these valuable pennies? First, look for any visible minting errors. Some errors are easy to spot, like an off-center strike or doubled image, while others require magnification. If you're unsure, it's always a good idea to take your coin to a professional coin dealer or have it graded by a service like PCGS or NGC. Next, the coin's condition is crucial. If your penny looks brand new, with sharp details and no signs of wear, it could be worth having it graded. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. So, what's the current market like for 1997 Lincoln pennies? Well, as with most collectibles, the value can fluctuate depending on demand and how many coins in high grades are available. Right now, coins in mint state condition with no errors can range anywhere from $10 to $50. However, coins with errors or those in near perfect MS68 or MS69 condition are where you hit the jackpot. Over the past few years, we've seen the value of error coins and high-grade pennies steadily rise, especially as more collectors enter the market. And with this recent sale of a 1997 penny for $60,200, the demand is only growing. So let's say you think you've found a valuable 1997 penny. What's next? First, get the coin authenticated and graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. This will help you get the most accurate value and increase your chances of selling it for a high price. Then, consider auctioning the coin through a reputable auction house, like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. These platforms specialize in rare coins and have a broad network of high-end collectors. To sum it all up, the 1997 Lincoln penny might seem like an ordinary coin at first glance, but if you've got one in pristine condition or with a rare mint error, you could be sitting on a fortune. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone who just happened to find this penny in their change, now is the time to check your coins. You never know. The next time you dig through your coin jar, you might just find the next $60,200 penny. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more coin collecting tips, and let us know in the comments if you've ever come across a rare coin. Who knows, maybe one of you has the next big find. We're diving deep into one such coin, the 2001 Lincoln penny. You may think it's just another common coin, but there's a unique twist with a particular variety of this penny that could be worth as much as $50, $200. That's right, a single cent that could bring you a fortune. Let's uncover the history, value, and what makes this penny so special. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909, marking the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The penny was designed by Victor David Brenner and featured Lincoln's profile on the front, or obverse, which has been a staple ever since. The reverse, originally featuring 2 wheat ears, changed in 1959 to the iconic Lincoln Memorial design. The penny we're talking about today, the 2001 Lincoln cent, still features this design. The Lincoln Memorial penny design lasted from 1959 until 2008, making the 2001 penny part of this long-running design. But what makes the 2001 Lincoln penny worth more than face value? Let's get into the specifics. In 2001, a unique variety of the Lincoln penny emerged, a penny that collectors now refer to as the mink mark penny. This specific penny has a strange mark, almost like a minting error, that makes it stand out from the rest. The mink mark isn't an official term recognized by the U.S. Mint, but rather a nickname given by collectors. This tiny, barely noticeable mark, often located near the ear or on the reverse side, might be a result of a minting error, which leads to its increased rarity and high value among collectors. Not every 2001 penny has this mark, so it's essential to examine your coins carefully. Now, rarity plays a big part in a coin's value. Over 5 billion Lincoln cents were minted in 2001. However, only a tiny fraction of these pennies feature the rare mink mark. This scarcity is what drives up the price for this variety. The exact cause of the error is debated among collectors, with some thinking it's a die crack, while others believe it may be due to damage during the minting process. If you're lucky enough to find this error on a 2001 penny, it could be worth much more than just a cent. But how much exactly? So what is this 2001 Mink Mark Lincoln penny actually worth? The value of this penny can vary depending on its condition, the size of the error, and the interest among collectors. While a typical 2001 Lincoln penny in circulated condition is worth face value, just 1 cent, the Mink Mark variety can fetch prices ranging from $50 to over $1,000. In some recent auctions, Mink Mark pennies in near-perfect condition, also known as mint state or MS grade, have sold for astonishing prices. The top recorded sale for a pristine Mink Mark penny was a jaw-dropping $50,200. That's life-changing money for a coin you might just find in your pocket change. Why are collectors willing to pay so much for this small, seemingly insignificant error? Well, the answer lies in the world of numismatics, the study and collection of coins. Coin collectors, or numismatists, are always on the hunt for unique and rare pieces. An error coin like the Mink Mark penny is an anomaly, a one-of-a-kind mistake that adds rarity and value to an otherwise common coin. Many collectors find the rarity of error coins fascinating. It's the thrill of finding a coin that shouldn't exist, a piece of history that's somehow flawed, but incredibly valuable because of that flaw. Now, let's talk about how to identify if you have one of these valuable pennies. To properly inspect your 2001 pennies, you'll need a magnifying glass or a coin loupe. Start by looking closely at the area near the year and on the reverse side for any unusual marks, bumps, or indentations. If you spot something that doesn't look like it belongs, you might just have a Mink Mark penny. Once you've found a potential Mink Mark penny, it's essential to have it graded and authenticated by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. These grading services will not only confirm the authenticity of the error, but will also give the coin a grade based on its condition, which will affect its overall value. As of now, the market value for a 2001 Mink Mark penny ranges widely depending on its condition. In circulated condition, these pennies can fetch anywhere from $50 to $200. However, in mint condition, as we mentioned earlier, these coins can sell for thousands of dollars. With coin collecting growing in popularity and the demand for rare error coins increasing, the value of the Mink Mark penny may continue to rise. Some experts predict that if you hold onto your error coins, they could appreciate even more in the coming years. So the next time you get some change back, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look. You might be sitting on a coin that could be worth $50, $200 or more. The 2001 Lincoln cent is just one of many error coins out there, but with the right eye and a bit of luck, you could find your own treasure in the most unexpected place. Video, we're diving deep into the history, unique features, and why the 2006 Lincoln penny could be worth much more than you think. Hey, coin collectors and curious minds, welcome back to the channel. If you're a coin enthusiast or someone just wondering about the change in your pocket, today's video is going to be exciting. We're talking about the 2006 Lincoln penny, also known as the Lincoln Memorial Cent, and why it's worth a lot more than its face value. Spoiler alert, certain ones can fetch up to $40 or more on today's market. We'll explore the history behind this coin, why some are so valuable, and what to look for if you have one sitting in your coin jar. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes this penny so special, and how you can determine its worth. Before we jump into the details of the 2006 penny, let's rewind a bit and take a quick look at the history of the Lincoln penny itself. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. This was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. Before that, most coins had symbolic figures like Lady Liberty. Over the years, there have been many variations of the Lincoln penny, from the wheat cent, which was minted from 1909 to 1958, to the Lincoln Memorial penny, which ran from 1959 to 2008. The 2060 penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial Series, minted at the Denver Mint, and carries that signature D-Mint mark. Now, what about the 2060 Lincoln penny? Let's start by looking at its features. The coin shows Lincoln's profile on the obverse, with the word Liberty and the date 2006. Right under the year, you'll see the D-Mint mark, indicating that this penny was struck at the Denver Mint. On the reverse side, we have the Lincoln Memorial, which was used on pennies from 1959 to 2008. What's interesting is that if you look closely, you can actually see a tiny representation of Lincoln sitting inside the memorial. But this isn't what makes the 2060 penny so valuable. It's actually the condition and some rare errors that can dramatically increase its worth. Now, here's the juicy part. A regular 2060 penny in circulated condition, meaning it's been used and has wear and tear, is only worth its face value, 1 cent. But if you have a mint state penny or one with a unique error, it could be worth $1.40 or more. So what should you be looking for? First, condition is everything. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with MS 65 or higher being considered mint state. These are coins that look flawless to the naked eye, with no scratches, dents, or marks. A 2060 penny in MS 65 or MS 66 condition can be valued at $5 to $10, but some coins in even better condition, like MS 67 or MS 68, can go $4.40 or more at auction. Then there's the rare error coins. Some 2060 pennies may have been struck with a double die error, where the design appears doubled. These coins are highly sought after by collectors and can significantly increase a penny's value depending on how noticeable the error is. Off-center strikes are another error where part of the design is missing because the die was misaligned during the striking process. As of today, in 2024, the value of a 2060 penny in pristine condition continues to rise. On auction sites like eBay or at coin shows, some of these pennies have sold for as much as $1.40 to $1.50. So why the high price tag? Well, collectors love Lincoln pennies, especially those in great condition or with rare errors, and they're willing to pay a premium. Even if your 2060 penny isn't an error coin, sending it to be graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC can help determine its exact value. If you happen to find one with unique characteristics like toning, where the color of the coin has changed due to its environment, that could also make it more valuable. So how do you know if your 2060 penny is worth more than just a cent? Here's a simple checklist. Is it shiny with no visible scratches or wear? Use a magnifying glass to check for any doubling or off-center strikes. If you think it's in mint condition, sending it to a professional grading service might be worth the investment. Check websites like eBay or auction sites to see what similar coins are selling for. So there you have it. The 2060 Lincoln penny may be sitting in your pocket right now, just waiting to be discovered. While most are only worth their face value, some can fetch as much as $1.40 or more if they're in the right condition or have special errors. Whether you're a coin collector or someone just curious about the change in your wallet, it's always fun to see if you've got a hidden treasure. Be sure to check your 2060 pennies closely. Who knows, you might be holding a rare and valuable coin. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful or interesting, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you never miss a coin discovery. Have you found any valuable pennies in your collection? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, happy collecting. Did you know that a 2019 Lincoln penny, also known as the Mink Mark coin, could be worth up to $35,200? Yes, you heard that right. A humble 1-cent coin that's worth thousands. In this video, we'll uncover the story behind this rare 2019 penny, explain why it's so valuable, and explore how you might strike gold by finding one in your loose change. First, let's take a quick look at the history of the Lincoln penny. The Lincoln cent has been in circulation since 1909, created to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, breaking from the tradition of using mythical figures. Over the years, the Lincoln penny has undergone a few design changes, including the switch from wheat ears on the reverse side to the Lincoln Memorial in 1959, and then the more recent shield design that started in 2010. But the 2019 Lincoln penny holds a special place in this long history, not just because of its design, but due to some unique features and errors that have collectors buzzing. Now, let's talk about the 2019 penny specifically. In 2019, the U.S. Mint issued the Lincoln Shield cent as part of its regular coin production. What most people don't realize is that a very small number of these pennies have errors that can make them incredibly valuable. One of the most notable errors that collectors have been hunting for is known as the mink mark. This error refers to a tiny, almost imperceptible flaw in the mint mark or the design around it. While most people wouldn't notice it at first glance, coin experts recognize that this small mistake makes these pennies highly sought after. It's unclear exactly how many of these flawed pennies exist, but estimates suggest the number is incredibly low, making this a truly rare find. Why would a penny be worth $35,200? It all comes down to rarity and demand. Coin collectors are always on the lookout for unique errors, especially ones that are nearly impossible to replicate. The combination of a limited number of mink mark pennies and the high interest from collectors has driven the value through the roof. As of now, some of these rare pennies have sold for as much as $35,200 at auction. The actual value can fluctuate depending on the condition of the coin, its grading, and how much collectors are willing to pay. For example, pennies in perfect condition, known as mint state or MS, fetch the highest prices. And here's the thing, many people don't even know they might be holding onto one of these valuable coins. So, if you have a jar of pennies lying around, now might be the time to take a closer look. So how do you know if you have one of these valuable pennies? First, you'll want to check if the penny is from 2019. You can find the date on the obverse side, under Lincoln's bust. Once you've confirmed it's from 2019, you'll want to examine the mint mark closely. A mink mark error typically involves a small but significant flaw near the mint mark. This could be a misplaced letter, a double strike, or an unusual blemish in the metal. You might need a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to see the details properly. If you spot something unusual, it's worth having the coin checked by a professional coin grader. And remember, the better condition the coin is in, the more valuable it becomes. If your coin shows little wear and tear, its value could skyrocket. As of right now, the 2019 Lincoln penny with the mink mark error has been valued at up to $35,200. However, coin prices can fluctuate over time based on demand and the number of similar coins that enter the market. If you're lucky enough to find one in pristine condition, the value could continue to climb. In the future, as more collectors and numismatists learn about this rare penny, we may see its value increase even further. Coins with historical significance or errors tend to only become more valuable as time goes on. If you think you've found one of these rare pennies, your next question might be, how can I sell it? The best way to get top dollar is to have the coin professionally graded by a service like PCGS or NGC. These companies will evaluate your coin's condition and assign it a grade, which will help determine its value. Once your coin is graded, you can sell it at an auction, through a coin dealer, or even online. Some collectors prefer auctions, as they can create a bidding war that drives the price up. However, selling to a trusted dealer may be quicker if you're looking for a fast sale. So, the next time you come across a 2019 penny in your pocket change, don't just dismiss it as another everyday coin. Take a closer look. You might be holding a treasure worth tens of thousands of dollars. Who knew a penny could be so valuable? Make sure to check your change carefully, and you just might hit the jackpot. We're diving into one of the most fascinating finds in coin collecting, a 2020 Lincoln penny that could be worth up to $25,200. Money mouth face sounds unbelievable, right? Well, grab your magnifying glasses, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes this coin so special, how to spot it, and why some lucky people are cashing in big time. So let's roll. To truly understand why a simple penny could be worth so much, let's first take a quick dive into the history of the Lincoln cent. The Lincoln penny has been around for over a century. First minted in 1909, the Lincoln penny was introduced to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, a significant moment in American history. From 1909 to 1958, the coin featured the famous wheat ears design on the reverse side, which is now iconic among collectors. Then, in 1959, it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design. But since 2010, pennies have had the Union Shield design on the back, and the Lincoln penny is still going strong. Even though inflation has made the penny seem less valuable in everyday use, some pennies, like the one we're talking about today, are definitely not something you want to overlook. Now let's get into the details of the 2020 Lincoln penny. This penny was minted at the Denver Mint, which is what the D Mint mark stands for. Over 3.7 billion of these pennies were made, so at first glance, it might seem like they're nothing special. But here's where things get interesting. Certain coins in that batch have been found with rare errors or unique features that make them extremely valuable to collectors. And that's why some of these pennies are fetching thousands of dollars in auctions. So, what makes this penny worth up to $25,200? There are a few key factors. One of the biggest reasons for the high value of certain 2020 pennies is minting errors. Coins with mistakes, like double die strikes, off-center strikes, or die cracks, are incredibly rare. These errors happen when something goes wrong during the coin-making process, making each error coin one of a kind. Collectors go crazy for these mistakes because they're like owning a piece of history that's truly unique. The second factor is the coin's condition. When we talk about coin condition, we're talking about whether the coin has been in circulation and how much wear and tear it has. Pennies in mint condition or graded MS, mint state, 65 or higher are much more valuable than those that have been used in everyday transactions. If you find a 2020 penny with no scratches, dents, or tarnish, it could fetch you a serious payday. Grading is key. Coins are graded by professionals using the Sheldon scale, which ranges from 1 to 70. So if you find a flawless 2020 penny graded MS67, MS68, or higher, that's when you start seeing those jaw-dropping prices. The $25,200 price tag comes from actual auction results where collectors have paid top dollar for high-grade and error-filled 2020 Lincoln pennies. In early 2023, one of these pennies, graded at MS68, sold for a staggering $25,200 at an online auction. This is because error coins of such high quality are exceedingly rare, even among billions of pennies minted. This is what makes the world of coin collecting so exciting. What you think is just a penny could actually be a goldmine. And don't forget, auction prices are driven by collector demand. So if the right buyer is out there, you could get lucky. If you want to try your luck at finding one of these rare 2020 pennies, here's what you need to do. Look for the D underneath the date, indicating it was minted in Denver. Use a magnifying glass to closely examine the penny for signs of double die strikes, off-center marks, or die cracks. The less wear and tear, the better. Look for sharp details, shiny surfaces, and no visible scratches or discoloration. If you think you've got something special, have the coin graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. They'll give your coin an official grade, which can drastically increase its value. Now, don't just rush off to spend all your pennies. Check your change jars, dig through your couch cushions, and see if you've got any 2020 Lincoln pennies hiding in your home. Who knows, you might be sitting on a small fortune. As of right now, the value of a 2020 Lincoln penny can range anywhere from 1 cent in regular circulation to several $100s for pennies in good condition. And of course, there's the potential for some to sell for $4.25,000 or more if they have unique errors and receive high grades. So, if you have a 2020 penny, don't overlook it. Even if it doesn't have a rare error, it could still be worth much more than face value if it's in pristine condition. With the right combination of rarity, condition, and demand, you could be cashing in big. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. If you found this video helpful or interesting, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more coin collecting tips and rare finds. Drop a comment below if you've ever come across a valuable penny, or if you plan to start looking after watching this video. Until next time, happy hunting, and good luck finding your $25,000 penny.